Let me ask you this. Why did Stephen Hawking not like his own theory?
Well, Hawking realized the profound theological implications of the discovery. It wasn't a theory, it was actually a proof. It was a mathematical proof of the existence of a singularity. It was predicated on the truth of general relativity and the observation of an expanding universe.
Right.
But assuming a few conditions like that, it was a very solid proof in mathematical physics. And he realized that this was, and this is brought out in the little film, The Theory of Everything, about his life, that this had profound theological implications. And he was much more inclined towards a materialistic or atheistic worldview. And that became very apparent late in his life when he actually wrote some of the books that are part of the new atheist genre. But he had this kind of internal tension over this. And so eventually he formulated another theory, which goes by the name of quantum cosmology.
Mm-hmm. And what is it?
Well, this is based on the realization that we can only back extrapolate with the universe so far. That when the universe becomes very, very tiny, then what are called quantum effects. Quantum physics is the physics of the very weird that applies to the very smallest realms of our physical experience.
Can you remember the number that you put in your book?
When the universe was 10 to the minus 43rd of a second old, after that point, we could understand it solely by applying general relativity. Before that point, the physicists have suggested that we would need to take into account quantum effects. The weird world of the quantum where the most elementary things act like waves and particles at the same time and things like that. And so inside that realm, the physicists weren't sure that general relativity would apply and that there might be a different kind of gravity acting in that tiny little smidgen of space and that tiny little bit of time after the beginning. And so Hawking and a colleague, James Hartle, at University of California, Santa Barbara, first developed a theory of quantum gravity or quantum cosmology in 1983. Hawking later popularized it in 1988 in his little book, A Brief History of Time. I was fortunate enough to hear some of the lectures which were the basis of that book. And Hawking's version of quantum cosmology attempted to eliminate the singularity. It was only for popular consumption where he conveyed the idea that maybe you could get rid of the beginning. But in his technical work on quantum cosmology, he presupposed with Hartle a true singularity at the beginning.
Yeah.
But the idea was if we can get rid of the beginning, then we don't need to worry about what could have caused the universe to come into existence.
Yeah.